Good afternoon. I'm thrilled to be here and presenting the body team for Allergan Aesthetics. I also am not a physician, so we might have to wait a little bit later this afternoon for some more of that clinical knowledge. But I am really excited to share with you our focus and really where we want to bring this body business. And a lot of the data that you've already heard is very similar to what we're aiming for and the insights that we're applying. This category is growing. And body, and now cellulite, is actually reaching the top 5 of what is bothering women. And so we are really engaged and excited about having something that's non-invasive to add to our overall body portfolio. So now we can actually treat this holistically because nothing's a one-stop shop. Nothing's a silver bullet. We all understand that. So how do we build this together to make sure we're treating the whole patient and it's holistic? So where we're really focused is of course, as Americans, we still have really the unwanted fat or the subcutaneous fat. So that's where we have cool sculpting within our portfolio. We also have muscle stim with muscle tone with cool tone. Where we're really excited for the future is cellulite and now laxity with a new indication I'm going to briefly describe today. But it's really, again, it's not a one-stop shop. It's how do you put all these together to make sure that you're treating the full lower body and then balancing that age and the way people want to feel and look across both their face and their lower body. So we've purchased Soliton and are redesigning what really started out as a beta device. So we're adding this into our body portfolio to fit the family, but also just make sure it's ready for practices. We're testing it, we're having extensive reliability and making sure that it will be consistent, fits into the practice, and that's why it's not here yet today. So I'll talk to you a little bit about what we've seen and some of our early adopters and some early experience, but we're still going through some of the final design stages to get to that point. So at a high level, why is Resonic different? It's not just another ultrasound technology. It is a super high-pressured, high-powered sound wave that we have, from a trademark perspective, RAP, you'll hear us say. So rapid acoustic pulse technology. So it's a dual MOA. So even what Kara was explaining from the septa, we're actually treating both that fibrotic tissue, or the septae that's pulling down the skin, but also stimulating collagen elastin. So think about it from attacking cellulite from both sides. The surface of the skin and smoothing that and improving the texture, but also what's the main cause of those dimples or ridges of what's pulling the skin down and breaking apart that stiff tissue. We don't have cavitation or heat or collateral tissue damage. So really there's no downtime and no really issue to the rest of the collateral tissue. We do have several FDA clearances already. The first one, as we're laser focused in cellulite to get it right, as we know 90% of women are struggling with this. But just hot off the press, we've recently got a clearance for skin laxity improvement when treating cellulite. So we see the skin tighten and the tissue improve with that skin quality. Where the company started was actually in coordination with the Q-switch laser for tattoo removal. So it can speed up the time to remove a tattoo to allow multiple laser passes in that same day. A smaller market, as we're well aware, but what a lot of our early providers have used it as an add-on or nice to have within that. And then we're looking at other indications for the future to build on, like hypertrophic scars and other things that are fibrotic to assist. This is a visual just to show you our unique wave. And really, again, what makes us unique is that peak pressure, the short rise and fall time of that wave, and then overall just that high rep rate. So if you can see that purple line, that's what the wave looks like for Resonic. We do have a physical consumable, so it's a per patient cartridge. It looks like a hockey puck right there in the top right corner that's used per patient, and it's attached to a handpiece that has a motor. So there's a lot of power and a lot of weight within this piece that we've also added into our redesign that goes onto a console. So this is just a visual that shows you really that what we've coined, and it's really stuck, is acoustic subcision. So it's really truly creating those micro tears in the septae. It's not a shearing force, you're not breaking the skin, but you're breaking that up with such a high pressured, high powered sound wave that you're releasing that tension. And then as you see with the Healthegy staining underneath, that's the stimulation of elastin and collagen, or that skin quality or remodeling of the dermis. So again, both sides of that equation of what's really causing cellulite. We're committed to having robust data. Our initial pivotal trial that gave us the clearance for cellulite is really where we started with one treatment. What we've seen with some of our initial early adopters is that more energy is probably better. And so we're underway evaluating a multi-treatment study just to see what would be our optimal protocol. And then we use that same data to get the skin quality improvement appearance as well. But we just want to make sure it's ready for the market and we have the full surround sound experience as well as we're waiting for this final design. And this treatment's really easy to get. It's very tolerable. It feels like a vibration sensation. And it is loud, it's noise, it's a sound wave, but it is a steady state. It's not a whipping action, and a lot of our practices are easily able to actually integrate it into the practice. It doesn't bother adjoining rooms, and we just use ear protection for the actual provider, clinician, and the patient. But very low pain scores, really nothing after, and the main thing is pinpoint redness immediately after that dissipates, and we've not needed anything to actually touch those side effects post. I wanted to show you just some visuals. This is just a couple from our pivotal that just show the progression of results. So we had a 12-week and a 52-week endpoint. So from a pivotal perspective, you see that up to a year. This patient's treated both in the buttocks and thighs. This next angle gives a really good visual of what most women care about, to be honest. It's our thighs. We want to wear shorts or dresses and feel confident and comfortable in our own skin. And so we're really able to see that non-invasively improvement on the thighs, which really mattered to women. These next two very quickly are just the skin laxity improvements you can start to see. And the way that originally Soliton had built this study, skin laxity was just measured at 12 weeks. It's not to say it doesn't improve or keep going, but this is the visuals we have to showcase. And you can imagine that can continue over time, as we see in some of the real world examples. We aren't really seeing a difference. It's safe for all skin types, different shapes, sizes, et cetera. Cellulite doesn't discriminate, neither does Resonic from a treatment perspective. And then we do have 15 accounts currently in the US that have this beta or initial version, and we have a few real worlds just to show really what is possible. This is from Dr. Janet Allenby in Florida, and this was this is one treatment still, but more global. So this patient's obviously younger and fit, and she wanted to treat her with all of the textured skin, so a little more shallow of that true wavy cellulite, and really seeing a nice global improvement, even not that much longer after treatment, 11 weeks here, real world. This next patient has a little more average body type and more of your traditional spots that were treated, but still this is where you see real world longevity at almost 2 years, still seeing a great improvement. So to wrap here, we're non-invasive, well tolerated, there's really not downtime, it's very tolerable for the treatment itself, durable results up to a year. We obviously stopped our studies at a year, but when you saw real world, it doesn't really come back or end. It definitely is extensive. And then it's really more about treating diverse patients. So the thighs, buttocks, the ability to actually treat dimples and wavy or textured skin with the same treatment. And then there's really no restriction on skin type or that downtime perspective. For the future, we're looking at those hypertrophic scars. We have a study with the Navy that's ongoing as we speak. And then ultimately, we're just making sure this device, as you can see the from to here on the left of this beta version that was built to try this technology out for the first time and where we're taking it. The biggest difference we've made for clinicians, and we've partnered with them to really design this differently and better, is we've added a new arm that takes the weight off of the device. So it truly acts as like a tool balancer you've seen in manufacturing or the dental industry, just to make it easy to treat. And then of course the full IoT connectivity, software, everything to make it user-friendly for the clinician is what we're focused on now. So 2 parallel paths of what's the right protocol, but also let's get this device ready for prime time and commercialization. But we're really eager to partner with you, other providers, industry, et cetera, to really make a difference with cellulite. No one's really been able to do that yet. We've started to, and we'll just make sure that this device is ready for the commercialization. I'm around if you have any other questions. I know that was really fast on the background of who we are and what we're doing, but as a whole at Allergan, we want to make sure we have enough answers and insights for the full body and the full face, so everything the aesthetic patient needs. Thank you.